Good evening, and welcome to Quiet Mind Stories. You're here now, somewhere just beneath the surface of thought. In the quiet that forms when the day finally loosens its grip. Nothing in you needs to be quiet yet. Nothing needs to be settled. All the movement inside your mind can simply drift like soft echoes unfolding in a dark room with no walls. There is a kind of night that holds you without touching, a warm stillness that gathers around the tired parts of you, the way mist gathers around water, gently, without taking shape. Let everything you carried rest beside you for a moment. Not softened, not solved, just placed down in the hush between breaths. If your thoughts still wander, let them wander. If your mind still strains toward the day, let it strain. In this space, even unrest is allowed to rest. There's no edge here, no direction, only the slow, drifting quiet that begins when nothing pulls at you anymore. A quiet that knows your weight and holds it without effort. Time loosens first, then the noise around it, then the noise beneath that, until all that's left is a soft, patient darkness waiting for you to arrive fully. And when you're ready, or even if you're not, the night will open into the shape of tonight's world. A quiet, moonlit night where your thoughts gently drift into soft, peaceful mist. A place where thinking dissolves, where even memory moves slowly, where the mind stops being a mind and becomes only quiet. Let's begin. The last traces of day have already loosened their hold, not gone all at once, just thinned, softened, drawn out into the corners of the world, the way warmth lingers in fabric long after the sun has stepped away. Everything feels quieter now, as if the air has learned a gentler language. The shapes of things are still here, but less certain. Edges that mattered earlier have begun to blur. Walls and windows and distant rooftops settle into shadow, and even shadow feels kind. Somewhere above, the moon rests in its pale, unhurried place. Not sharp, not bright, only a steady hush of light, like a cool hand held near, never pressing, only near. It lays a calm sheen on what it touches, a slow silver that makes even empty space feel softly filled. The night holds itself without effort. It does not ask for attention. It does not require anything to happen. It simply stays. A wide, patient presence. A quiet beginning that does not feel like beginning at all. In the half-light, the world looks as though it has been made from softer materials. The air seems woven. The distance seems padded. Even silence has a texture, like a fine blanket pulled up to the chin of the earth. There is a sense of settling, not a movement that can be seen. More like a gentle downward drift, the way a feather finds its place. The way tired thoughts, when they are not held too tightly, begin to loosen and float. Somewhere, far away, a tree stands with its leaves barely stirring. The sound is so faint it might be imagined, a small whisper of leaf against leaf, a soft brush stroke in the dark. Nothing urgent, nothing sharp, just life continuing to be slow. The ground below holds a quiet coolness, not cold, only calm, the kind of cool that feels clean and safe. The kind that makes warmth feel more precious without demanding anything in return. Moonlight stretches across the surface of everything, as if it has all the time in the world. It rests on a path. It pools gently in shallow dips. It touches the tops of grasses and the smooth backs of stones. And then it fades again, letting darkness keep most things private. The night is full of soft hiding places, not the kind that cause unease, the kind that offer relief. Places where the eye can stop trying, where the mind can stop naming, where the heart can rest without being watched. There is a familiar comfort in the dimness, not a loneliness, not a hollow, more like being wrapped in something that understands quiet, something that does not pull or tug, something that simply holds. A gentle mist begins to gather in the low spaces, not thick, not heavy, just a faint haze like a slow sigh made visible. It drifts in thin silk threads, hardly more than a suggestion. It moves with the patience of the moon. No straight lines, no hurry. It curls and loosens, curling and loosening again. A slow circle of softness, endlessly returning to itself. The mist does not cover. It does not conceal in any harsh way. It only blurs. It makes the world kinder to look at. It dims what does not need to be clear. It turns distance into a gentle unknown. In the quiet air, thoughts feel a little like that mist. They arrive, they hover, they soften around the edges, and when nothing grips them, they drift. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be carried. Nothing needs to be held up against the light. The light is already soft. The night is already forgiving. Somewhere along the path, there's the sense of a doorway without a door, a simple opening into more quiet. Not a place that must be reached, just the idea of easy passage, the way sleep finds its own way without being led. The world gently offers the sound of stillness again, that deep, wide quiet that has layers, like velvet folded over velvet. Beneath it, a faint murmur of wind. Above it, a thin hush of leaves. Between them, a calm space where everything can float. The moon does not stare. It does not judge. It only rests there, steady and mild, like a friend who sits nearby without needing speech. Its light does not fill the night so much as soften it. It smooths the dark into something gentle. The mist grows slightly more present, though still delicate. It slides over the ground with slow grace. It slips between blades of grass and around stones, leaving them where they are, untouched, unbothered. It does not rearrange anything. It simply brings softness. The air feels fuller now, cushioned by haze. Breath seems to move through it more easily, as if the night itself is helping the world become quiet. Everything feels held in a calm suspension. There is a place where the path turns, and the trees gather a little closer. Not crowded, just nearer, as if they, too, have drawn in for warmth. Their branches make a high canopy, and the moonlight filters through in thin scattered patches. Those patches of light are gentle. They do not point. They do not demand to be noticed. They simply rest where they fall, pale and patient, making the ground look softer than it is. The mist threads between trunks and roots. It does not cling. It does not pull. It moves like a slow tide in the quietest sea. The night smells faintly of clean earth and cool leaves, a quiet scent, not sharp like flowers in sunlight, only a soft grounding that suggests safety. The kind of scent that means the world is steady, even when seen through haze. Somewhere, a body of water waits in darkness, not far, not close in any urgent way, just present, as if it has always been there, holding its own stillness. As the path continues, the sound of water begins to appear, not a splash, not a rush, only a low, even whisper, a faint, continuous murmur that barely rises above silence. The water is calm. Its surface is almost glass, but not hard. Soft glass. Moonlight lays itself across it in a wide, pale ribbon, trembling only slightly with the smallest movements underneath. The mist above the water is a touch thicker, yet still gentle. It rises in a slow breath. It hovers, then slides, then hovers again. A quiet loop, endlessly repeating without effort. The water's edge is smooth and forgiving. No jagged rocks, no abrupt drops, just a gradual meeting of land and water, softened by damp air and moonlit haze. Everything here feels designed for rest, not designed by hands, designed by time and quiet and the slow kindness of night. A few reeds stand near the shore, their shapes thin and calm. They move only if the faintest wind brushes them. They do not sway dramatically. They simply nod, as if agreeing with the stillness. The mist carries the moonlight in a softened way. It takes that pale glow and turns it into something even quieter. Not a beam, a wash, a gentle veil of silver that smooths the space between things. In this kind of light, thoughts have less reason to stand tall. They become less certain of their own importance. They begin to sit down. They begin to lie back. They begin to become part of the air. The night does not ask anyone to be anything. It does not ask for plans. It does not ask for explanations. It simply offers an endless, quiet place where everything can drift and be unmade into softness. A small ripple moves across the water, slow and wide. It is not caused by anything urgent, just a gentle shift, like the water adjusting a blanket. The ripple reaches the edge and disappears without sound. No impact, no breaking, only a quiet completion. The mist notices and changes shape, as if responding with a soft curiosity. It curls, then loosens. It takes its time, returning to smoothness. Moonlight slips through the mist and makes it glow faintly. The glow is not bright. It is the kind of glow that belongs to distant dreams, a glow that does not wake anything. The trees around the water hold their branches still. They seem to listen to the hush. They seem to be made of the same patience as the night. In the distance, the world fades into a darker blur. There is no need to see beyond it. There is no need to know what lies further. The unknown is gentle here. The unknown is simply more night. The surface of the water keeps reflecting the moon, but the reflection is not exact. It is softened by mist. It is softened by small movements. It is softened by the simple fact that nothing insists on clarity. This softness spreads. It spreads through the air. It spreads through the palms of imagination. It spreads through every place where tightness might have lived earlier. Even sound seems to blur. The faint whisper of water and the thin hush of leaves mingle together until they are not separate. Just one continuous, quiet note. The note of everything being safe. The mist drifts closer to the path, taking it in with gentle attention. It brushes along the surface of the ground, cool and light. As it moves, it leaves behind a sense of calm, as if it has smoothed the air itself. In the mind, too, there can be such mist. A soft, settling haze that comes without being summoned. A gentle clouding that does not confuse, only quiets. A blurring that feels like kindness. Thoughts that once felt loud now seem far away, as if they are happening on the other side of fog. Shapes still exist somewhere, but they do not need to be sharp. They do not need to be named. The night continues. It continues with a steady patience. No sudden changes, no surprises. Only a slow deepening of quiet. Along the water's edge, there is a small, smooth stone, warmed earlier by the day, and now slowly giving up that warmth. Even as it cools, it holds a memory of soft heat, like a fading ember under ash. The mist slides over it, and for a moment the stone glistens with a thin sheen. Then even that glisten blurs, swallowed by haze and dimness. There is a sense that everything is being tucked in. The ground, the water, the trees, even the open air. All of it tucked under the same wide blanket of night. The moon stays steady, a calm presence overhead. It does not chase anything away. It does not place anything under scrutiny. It simply rests, quietly illuminating enough to feel safe. In the softened light, the water becomes a mirror for nothing in particular. It reflects the idea of sky. It reflects the idea of peace. It reflects silence, and silence reflects back. The mist now seems to carry small pieces of quiet. As it moves, it brings that quiet with it, like a scent, a faint, clean hush that settles on everything it touches. The path beside the water feels like an old, familiar place, even if it has never been walked before. A place made of gentle repetition. A place made of slow steps that do not need to arrive. There is a softness underfoot, the sense of earth that has been cooled and calmed, not rough, not uneven, just quietly there, supporting without speaking. Far out on the water, the moon's reflection stretches and thins, wavering slightly in the mist. It looks like a ribbon laid across dark fabric, a ribbon that trembles with the slowest breath of the world. Nothing pushes against anything. The night and mist and water share the same slow rhythm. They move together, and in that togetherness, there is a deep comfort. The quiet becomes more than an absence of sound. It becomes a presence, a soft, benevolent presence that fills the spaces between thoughts, a presence that makes those thoughts less necessary. The mist begins to feel like a gentle companion. It never presses close. It never crowds. It simply stays near, drifting slowly, surrounding the path in a loose, tender way. As it thickens slightly, the details of the world continue to fade, not disappearing in a frightening way, disappearing in the way lamps are turned down in a cozy room. The harsh becomes softer. The distinct becomes dreamy. The trees are now more like silhouettes. Their branches are like soft lines drawn on dark paper, then smudged with a fingertip. The water is now more like a dark lullaby than a surface. The air cools a little more, the kind of cool that makes warmth feel nearby even if it cannot be seen. Warmth that lives in blankets, in quiet rooms, in steady hearts. Warmth that does not need to be announced. The moonlight is gentle enough to let the eyes rest. Gentle enough to let the mind stop reaching out. Gentle enough to let everything sink inward into softness. The mist rolls over the path in slow waves. Not a strong, wind-driven fog, just a calm breathing motion, in and out, over and away, return and drift. With each slow passing, the world seems to soften further, as if the mist is erasing the need for sharpness, as if it is smoothing the surface of thought itself. The water's whisper grows even quieter, as though it too is becoming sleepy. The leaves in the trees are barely audible now, and beneath it all is a deep, velvety silence, thick and comforting. The night feels endless in the best way, not long, not stretching with impatience, endless like a calm ocean, endless like a slow, steady song, repeating without wear. There is a feeling of spaciousness, a wide open dark that is not empty, but full of gentle calm, a space where nothing needs to be held tightly. The mist drifts higher for a moment, then settles again. It moves as if it is listening to itself, as if it is following the softest music, heard only by the night. The moon remains unwavering, a pale coin of light. Its presence makes everything feel watched over, but not watched. Held, but not held down. Seen, but not examined. The path continues to exist, though it matters less now. The idea of walking becomes faint. The idea of direction becomes faint. Only the sense of being here in this dim hush remains. The water seems to broaden into darkness. Its far shore is hidden by mist and shadow. That hiddenness feels soothing. A gentle curtain drawn, allowing rest to deepen. The air is so soft that even thoughts feel as if they are floating in it, weightless. They rise, they hover, they dissolve. They do not need to be followed. They do not need to be finished. Each thought is like a small breath of fog. It appears, it drifts, it thins, it becomes part of the larger mist. The world becomes more dreamlike without changing. It is the same water, the same trees, the same moon, only softer now, as if seen through half-closed eyes. The edges of everything grow rounder. The branches are not branches so much as gentle lines. The stones are not stones so much as dark shapes. The water is not water so much as a calm, dark presence. The mist glows faintly where the moonlight touches it. In that glow, there is no sharpness, only a soft shimmer, like a quiet thought fading into sleep. The night holds the scene with steady tenderness. It does not rush the mist. It does not push the water. It does not stir the trees. Somewhere, a distant sound might exist, far away beyond the mist. But it is so muted it feels like memory, not noise. It does not reach in. It does not disturb. The calm here is layered, moonlight on mist, mist over water, water whispering beneath, trees standing around patient and steady, and within all of it, a sense of safety that does not need words. The mist begins to drift in wider circles, slow spirals that return to themselves. It gathers, then loosens, gathers, then loosens, as if the world is gently winding down. The texture of the air becomes almost velvety. It feels like softness itself has taken form, a softness that welcomes the mind to be quiet. There is no need for focus, no need for clarity, no need to hold the day in place. The day has already gone, and the night has already arrived, patient and sure. The moonlight seems to dim slightly, not because it changes, but because the mist takes it and spreads it out, thinning it into a wider hush. Light becomes atmosphere. Atmosphere becomes comfort. The water's surface becomes darker, less reflective, as the mist thickens above it. The reflection of the moon turns into a soft smear of silver, then into a faint suggestion. That suggestion is enough, more than enough. The night does not require more. The trees now feel like guardians of quiet, standing without effort. Their leaves are quiet. Their trunks are quiet. Even their shadows are quiet. The path seems to fade into the same softness as everything else. Its boundaries blur. Its purpose blurs. It becomes simply a gentle place within the mist. The mist begins to feel like a blanket laid across the world. Not heavy, not thick, just present enough to make everything feel cocooned. Within that cocoon, thoughts have little room to sharpen themselves. They turn into softer things. They become drifting shapes. They become quiet. The water is now more imagined than seen, but its presence remains. A calm, dark body holding the moon's hush. A steady, unmoving comfort in the landscape of night. The sound of water becomes a kind of silence, a silence with a gentle pulse, a silence that makes the mind feel less alone. The mist moves closer still, and the world becomes more abstract. Tree, water, path, moon. All of them become gentle impressions, as if painted on soft cloth and then smoothed by a hand. Nothing is lost. It is simply no longer sharp, no longer demanding, no longer needing effort. The night has a way of making everything feel forgiven. Not because anything was wrong, only because rest is always a kind of mercy. The moon is still there, though it might be partially hidden now, a pale glow behind mist. A steady promise of light that never insists. The mist continues its slow cycles, curling, loosening, settling, drifting, as if it has always done this, as if it will always do this. The feeling of time becomes faint, not important, not measurable. Only the rhythm of softness remains. The air feels as though it is made of slow breaths, each movement of mist like an exhale, each settling of silence like an inhale. A continuous, gentle exchange that never needs counting. The water beneath its veil seems to deepen, not deeper in any physical sense, deeper in feeling, like quiet expanding downward into a vast, calm place where nothing disturbs. The trees above hold their canopy like a soft roof. They do not press down. They simply offer a sense of shelter. The moonlight that filters through them is now so diffused it barely forms shapes. It becomes a general soft glow, like the memory of light. The mist glows in that memory, and even its glow feels sleepy. It does not sparkle. It does not dance. It simply exists, faint and gentle. Thoughts now are like distant lanterns seen through fog, dim and far away, no longer close enough to matter. They do not pull. They do not call. They simply drift at the edge of awareness and then vanish. The night holds everything that vanishes. It receives each fading thought the way water receives a falling leaf, without reaction, without judgment, just receiving. The path beside the water is now almost entirely in mist. The sense of walking becomes a dream of walking. The sense of place becomes a dream of place. And that dream is soft, soft enough to rest in, soft enough to disappear into. The air seems warmer in its own way now, not from heat, but from gentleness. The kind of warmth that comes from being surrounded by quiet that means no harm. The mist drifts up and touches the lower branches of the trees, then slides away. It leaves them unchanged, only softened to the eye. The water's whisper is now barely there, a subtle hum in the background of silence. A sound that does not interrupt quiet, only deepens it. The moon is almost fully behind mist, but its presence remains a pale halo in the dark, a soft assurance. The world is now mostly shades of dark and softer dark. The outlines of things are suggestions. The spaces between things are filled with hush. This hush is wide enough to hold everything, wide enough to hold every unfinished thought, wide enough to hold every small worry until it dissolves, wide enough to hold the simple truth that nothing needs to be carried right now. The mist becomes the main texture of the world, not thick, not smothering, just present enough that everything feels wrapped in dimness, wrapped in moonlight, wrapped in silence, wrapped in safety. The trees are now part of the mist. The water is now part of the mist. The path is now part of the mist. All of it blended into one soft, slow scene. And the mind, too, begins to blend, not losing itself, only loosening, only softening, only becoming less separate from the calm around it. The mist has no intention. It does not try to change anything. It simply drifts. And in that drifting, it offers permission without words. The moon's glow fades further into a soft, even darkness. Not black, not empty. A dark that feels like closed eyes. A dark that feels like a warm room with the lights low. The water's presence is now felt rather than heard. It is a steady calm beneath the surface of everything, a quiet foundation. The trees, too, are felt rather than seen, a gentle shelter, a sense of being surrounded by something older and steadier than thought. The mist continues its slow circles, always returning, always soft, always enough. The world becomes a lullaby made of air and shadow. No words, no melody, just the simple repetition of gentleness. The mind becomes quieter without any effort, not because it is forced, only because there is nothing to hold on to, only because softness has filled the space where sharpness used to live. Thoughts drift like mist over water. They appear pale and thin. They slide across the surface of awareness. They break apart. They disappear. And the night receives each disappearance kindly, as if it has been waiting for them, as if it knows how to hold what is no longer needed. The moon remains behind the mist, a soft, constant presence. Even unseen, it is there, a quiet companion in the dark. The air feels thick with calm now, a calm that muffles everything, a calm that rounds every edge. The world is almost entirely feeling now, the feeling of cool air, the feeling of soft darkness, the feeling of being held. The mist moves slowly, endlessly, like a gentle tide. It does not stop, but it never hurries. Its motion is the motion of rest itself. The water beneath it is still, still enough to feel like sleep, still enough to feel like a deep, quiet place where nothing reaches. The trees stand around, quiet witnesses. They do not speak. They do not shift. They only exist, steady and calm. Everything exists together, in the same softness, in the same dimness, in the same safe hush. The night feels like an embrace that does not tighten, an embrace that simply stays, an embrace that asks for nothing. The mist begins to thin in places and thicken in others, never suddenly, always slowly. It is a gentle breathing of the landscape, in and out. Moonlight is now only a faint glow, as if the sky itself has closed its eyes halfway. The glow is enough to know the night is kind. The water's whisper has faded into near silence. The trees are silent. The path is silent. The mist is silent, even as it moves. Silence becomes the main sound, and within that silence there's a softness so deep it feels endless. There is no need to know where the path leads. There is no need to know what lies beyond the trees. The mist has already made everything gentle. The night has already made everything safe. The world is now a slow fade, not toward nothingness, but toward peace. A peace with texture, a peace with warmth. The mist drifts one more slow circle over the water, a pale veil over dark calm. It lingers, it loosens, it becomes thinner, then thicker again, like a quiet heartbeat. The moon behind it is a soft blur of light, the kind of light that cannot wake anyone, the kind of light that belongs to dreams. The trees are now only the idea of shelter. The water is only the idea of stillness. The mist is only the idea of softness. And those ideas feel like home. Everything that once felt heavy has begun to float. Everything that once felt sharp has become round. Everything that once demanded attention has become distant. The night continues, wide and calm. The mist continues, gentle and patient. And the quiet continues, deep and kind. There is only this slow drifting now, this gentle blurring, this softening that never needs to finish. The world is a dim cradle of air and shadow, a place where thoughts turn into mist, a place where mist turns into silence, a place where silence turns into rest. And rest is not an ending here, only a deepening, only a disappearing into comfort. The moon remains hidden and present. The water remains still and dark. The trees remain steady and quiet. The mist remains soft and endlessly drifting. Everything remains in the same slow rhythm. Safety returning, stillness returning, softness returning, warmth returning, hush returning, again and again, like waves that never break. The edges of the world are now fully blurred. The mind has nothing to grip, nothing to chase, nothing to solve. Only this soft, moonlit mist, only this quiet night, only this gentle drifting. And the drifting goes on, slow, circular, kind, until even the idea of drifting becomes only softness. You are safe. You are enough. You may rest now.